Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're excited. Lovely, lovely tunes, and I'm sure you are enjoying yourself. Be part of the show. Get interactive. It's always an interactive show. Make sure that you drop your comment, your thoughts as always, and I will be glad to share with the world, right? Welcome to the news review segment, and we get to share our perspectives. The guests are in studios. It's a Tuesday, so you know who they are. By now you should know, right? Maybe one of these days I'll do some post. No, I'll just conduct an assessment. Who is coming on Tuesday? You should know. Dr. Justice Piakubi, development expert and a dean for Dominion Theological Seminary.
That's my
also
time.
yes,
Mahal.
the goat, right? And also an architect by profession. He is Reverend Naya Bafoboni, and also pastor within Eagles Network International Ministries. Grateful. Thank you very much. We know you are not too good.
I'm happy to be here all the
time. God bless you. Bless you. Bless you and open doors for you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I hope you're fine.
I'm good. I'm good.
We saw snippets of you teaching at the Single Summit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I always get I'm always excited when it comes to about sharing something on marriage and those kind of things. I really like it.
I see.
So I intentionally actually gave some statistics.
Okay.
That according to Joy Online, that one also I'm still struggling how far it's true. More than 553,000 divorce, 2021. It just don't make sense to me.
5,000 divorce.
No, 553,000.
500,000.
Yeah.
Like,
that's in fact, and I intentionally went to different sites.
And it was the same?
It was the same.
I see.
Then I broke it down to historical trends.
Okay.
Then came to a point where gender, who actually initiate, they are among the genders.
Right.
Then also came to a ratio that every 5 marriage, 1 break. So my analogy is this: if you are going to take an airplane, and every 5 airplane that you take, 1 will crash, what would be your preparation before going?
That's a good question.
Yeah, so
that's a good question.
And it was because of the topic they gave me to talk about what to do while waiting.
Oh,
So,
I see. This is on a light note. Was Pastor Buddy there?
I was calling him out, of course, you know.
He was there, right?
Yeah.
God,
He said, Thursday, you are going to talk about you.
Thank you, Lord Jesus. Finally, the man has seen the light. By quarter by the end of August, there must be a bride close to Pastor Buddy.
Oh, I always thought he was married.
No, he's not.
Reverend is not married.
Oh, really?
Or how would he be married? With this the way he can cook, the way he's intelligent, he's feeling himself. We are praying for him, Reverend. By August, he should get a bride. Then by December, by August, he should get a lady.
This will be a fast track.
Then by December, we can marry him off so that we are at peace. But I don't know of you. I mean, the statistics, marriage as a topic, is it something that excites you?
I'm a married man. So but I think we should also congratulate him on his marriage anniversary.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. I never knew.
Yeah.
Married anniversary. I saw it trending online.
You do?
Because I saw his official name, Mahal.
Man, I was
The lover. So I was forced to read some Filipino statement, something. So my man Mahal.
You mentioned that when you sat down.
It means that it's a super lover. There was some adjective was attached to the Mahal. This one must mean that.
Yeah.
And the wife was full of praise. You know, when you have been with somebody for years, and there is nothing to hide. Neither are you trying to impress because you are trying to win the person over. Really, all the facades are down, and you can still use complimentary language from the depths of your heart. It tells you that even if it's not perfect, you are doing something right. And by the grace of God, it can work. For me, I think there are 2 things I've wished for everyone. Number 1 is everybody will travel. Number 2, that everybody will marry. You see, when you travel, you will see that our leaders are wicked. So that is what you see when you
travel to where?
When you travel
Any part of the
outside
world.
to the developed nations of the world,
That's context.
and also even on the undeveloped, you just come and accept that our leaders are wicked. When you travel in Africa, you see that people are more wicked than your government. Then when you go to Europe, you realize that they are less wicked. Things can be done to be more effective for life to be better. So travel is necessary. The other one is marriage. Marriage, because it exposes our foundations of discipleship. You know, because what we don't understand is marriage is one of the practical spaces where discipleship is tested. You can beat your chest of being the greatest Christian ever.
That's right.
But until you have entered into marriage, I can tell you that you have not started your Christian journey yet. Exactly. You see, because there is something about marriage. It will test you.
That's right.
Your fruit of the spirit, it will be tested. Yeah, the juice of every fruit is squeezed.
Yeah.
Marriage is the juicer.
That's right.
You know, Rev likes juicing his fruit. Marriage is that juicer. You say you are a patient man.
Yes.
If you pass with your wife, your children will give you another test.
I like that.
And one of the things that is
And family members
painful,
as well.
one of the they come and go. I'm talking about the living temptations. You see, the most painful thing is when you don't like something about your spouse and you realize you're giving birth to a younger, fresher version of it. That is not going to leave anytime
soon, forever.
You know, can you imagine you have someone like me who leaves their shoes and things everywhere?
That's right. And
Then
you have
an Arabana like me
who
doesn't know where her towel is. Yesterday she was fighting about her pencil case, which she has used. And she's holding her sister strongly. Where is my pencil case? Just because she asked for something from the pencil case. And I said, yeah, you are more organized. Find it. Within 2 minutes, the pencil case was found. The frown vanished. Daddy, it was her, you know. And I'm just seeing myself. You try to wake her up in the morning, and she's waking up in about 5 stages. Daddy, I'm awake. Daddy, I'm waking up. Oh, Daddy, I've woken up. Daddy, if I'm brushing my teeth, each of them, if you leave and come, you see a deeper level of trance that preceded the first.
I like this.
You are wondering, hey, how my wife has been dealing with me for 19 years.
And is now going to deal with this forever.
Dangerous element.
I know.
You know, so marriage is a test of your financial capabilities, how you handle pressure, your people handling skills, agape, you know how to love unconditionally. When I married, especially when I started to have children, I really understood the Father's love. I don't know how deep my children can offend me for me to say I've taken my name off you or I've disowned. In fact, it's just a mental disown. You can only disown somebody mentally in your head. But you know your blood is running through them. Sometimes, even at home, when your kids hurt in school, you can get a prompting in your spirit. You can no, something is wrong. Why am I so downcast? And before you know, a call comes through, Charlie, your child is running temperature.
That's it.
There's an extension of you, you see, and you understand the salvation message better because God breathed into us. We are an extension of Himself. To be cut away from Him eternally, you can imagine the pain and the wrench that it brings to the Father's heart.
That's right.
So it's a journey that will really let you understand your faith. And no wonder it's the most attacked institution on the face of the earth.
Exactly.
Like Doc said, before you enter it, you're under attack. As you are trying to enter, you are under attack. When you are in it, you're under attack. When you are trying to divorce, you're under attack. After you have divorced, you are also under attack.
Wow.
You don't have peace in the area of marital RIPs or your tombstone.
Right.
I tell you.
I see. Anyways, we are praying for all the singles, Kelvin, Nancy, Pastor Buddy, everyone.
They should just locate themselves and just take one home.
Yes. They should take, it sounds like Buffalo.
No, see, look, Koku, the reality is that fear is a major factor in all of us, our lives.
Right.
You see, and one of the things I've seen of all successful entrepreneurs and pioneers of things like our own Archbishop is that they ask themselves, what if it works? They never ask, what if it doesn't? You see, they ask that one quietly, wrestle with it, get it to the back burner, and they are seeing that, look at the various possibilities. And that sometimes that is what makes us not. We are just looking at the Red Sea. What if this thing closes in the middle? What if Charlie? But the other option is not good. What if the Egyptians close in on you, butcher you, kill you? So at least die. Let it be written that you died trying to get to the other side, but not that fear gripped you so much that your opponent came for you and trounced on you. And that is what marriage has for you. There are so many joys waiting. Marriage is like accident statistics, like what Doug just said. The 523,000 can scare you so much. But the statistics is not telling you the 10 million that are there, that are not divorcing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like accident. So many accidents have happened this year. We've all sat in cars this morning. In the last 10 years, how many times have you even hit somebody's bumper? Or even scratch your own gate? But the fear of, oh Lord, I pray for Jenny Mercies. I bind every accident. I bind every black sucking spirit. You see, so we become aspects of fear instead of masters of faith that we've been called to be.
Well, I love this. I love these conversations. I love them.
One day the two of us should have something
Yes,
on marriage.
I love them.
I want to hear him because he's very loaded.
Yes, and with these statistics and the way he presents these things, it's methodical.
Very.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that
It's a thoroughbred academic.
That's how my brain works.
Anyways, let's get into it, shall we? Let's start off with some news coming in between the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations. The Minister, MP Sam Nate George, has called on MultiChoice Ghana to implement a 30% reduction on DStv subscription prices, citing the significant appreciation of the Ghanaian cedi and growing public dissatisfaction with current rates. Well, he met with a team from DStv, led by the Group Executive for Regulatory and Corporate Affairs. And also, the minister indicated that the government's mandate is to respond to the needs of Ghanaians who have expressed frustration over high DStv prices and outdated content offerings. And the minister noted that despite a 30% improvement in the city's value over the past 5 months, DStv prices have not reflected this positive economic shift. He's therefore calling or soliciting for a 30% price reduction to match the city's appreciation and to pass on economic benefits to consumers. He stressed that while MultiChoice has introduced promotional packages, subscribers prefer a direct price cut over temporary offers.
Exactly. That's my man. I'm very grateful because, you know, Koku, I struggle with the DStv and their monopoly in this country.
Oh, are they?
Oh, yeah. I
There were start times, there were others.
Yeah. Now some of these things are coming up, but they are still not as strong as DStv. You know, I used to say that, like, for example, when I was outside, I use a channel that even much bigger than DStv, and you will not believe it, but I wasn't paying more than 60-70 Ghana cedis a month because the competition is so. I mean, you are talking about Sky Cable, Man TV. Everybody is bringing something up. You see, but here they now, thankfully, the Sky whatever is now that now I'm using some small DStv. I don't even know the name. But in the house, I use DStv. But in my office, something very small. So it's powerful. I have thousands of channels.
Ghanaian?
Yeah. I watch Philippines. I have Philippine channels, 96 of them. The World Cup, I mean, even football only. If I'm not mistaken, it should be around maybe about 40, 50 different this thing from UK, from Arab, and all of them.
And how much you pay for that?
I think everything I paid around 900 something Ghana cedis.
900 cedis.
Yeah, but
a month.
No, a month for life. So long as I have internet. I have it. I'll buy my office. Let's pass by.
I saw the last time I came. You were watching the Filipino worship.
Yes.
And you were singing along and explaining something.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Old man.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah.
Is it a fault of...
Honestly, I thought you were playing a pen drive.
No.
It's not. That's what you're saying. Because I saw, you know, on the display, some of the Netflix icons of Nigerian movie channels were showing up. So I just thought It's something else.
I have even Netflix on the whole phone. Netflix.
Your laptop that you've airdropped or pasted on the screen.
Movies, series.
No,
I don't even know.
Why are we blaming multi-choice for monopoly? It's not their fault that there is. It's a free market. Anybody could play it.
Yeah, like for example,
rice
and sugar. There are some cereal, or maybe some other than my another, because I knew rice and sugar because I wanted to get into that business. There are some serious cartels, okay, that want to have a way, I think it's everywhere, not just only in Ghana, will try to monopolize the market to their advantage. And that one help their profit, but it doesn't help the people. You see? So DSTV, from day one, since 2010, I hate back to my country. I've been using DSTV because I know I like football. Though I swallowed one of them, but I like playing. I like watching.
I see.
I like watching. So
you are for
very much that they should bring it down. They should bring it, because do you know that even there are foreign DSTV in this market that are cheaper than the Ghana DSTV.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, so
I think that one there's some illegality behind it.
And they
know?
Yeah, of course, they will know. They know, and they know that if they will really bring the prices down, people will go back to where they were. You see,
has it not got to do with the market and the numbers? I'm selling Wache. The number of people who patronize it would affect what I bring, not only the quality and, of course, the quantity. But if it's just for a limited number of people, I'll serve them and serve them at a certain quality as well. I hear in Nigeria where the numbers are huge, it's less. The numbers are less, and that's why they're enjoying.
It's both a yes and no situation, in the sense that you see, and I'll liken this to my wife's industry. My wife is in the ticketing and airline business. She runs her own travel and tour, and she told me some years back when she was working with one of these multinationals that the aviation ministry and department told Americans clearly that, number one, your CEO must be Nigerian and must be resident here. We don't want him to, even though the company had come to Ghana first, we don't want him to be in Ghana and have oversight over Nigeria. Number two, a certain percentage of employees, I think up to 70%, must be Nigerian people, and they must hold up to management, to mid-management position, to handling cargo, etc., on the ground. And then they said that we want the aeroplanes that fly the European routes. We don't want your coffins that you are retiring. And the Americans dared them. I think the first few flights, they sent it back. You see, so they leverage not just the numbers, but strength. And I think sometimes Ghanaians mistake our hospitality and niceness for being unnecessarily accommodating. And so much as sometimes I do not like the very strong and forward way that Honorable Sam George does things, it's high time that we started having this sort of approach, because for crying out loud, they are taking money from our economy. It's not a Father Christmas, it's not a charity, whatever. So somebody should be able to tell our investors, whether local or international, that listen, when there are gains, my people must enjoy. The same way that when we don't, quote unquote, govern well and the economy tanks, you don't forgive us, you make sure you pass on the cost. So pass on the gain. For me, it's a very simple logic. I don't know, maybe 30% may be a little too much to ask for from the onset. But I believe that there should be a very clear staggered plan. You understand that in the next quarter, we are going by this. By this quarter, we are going by this, we are going by that, we are going by that, and then have a very clear plan that it should be like how we do our petroleum thing. There must be an automatic formula that is known to us, known to multi-choice, known to the minister. You get my point? So that we all can tell DSTV prices are going to be adjusted soon because of A, B, C, D factors that goes into their calculation. We may not even know the how much, but it should be that transparent because we can't look. Kokude is not the first time. There have been times where we have made serious gains on the currency front. All we kept getting was upward adjustment, upward adjustment, upward adjustment. About 2 weeks or so ago, I had to put up a small write-up questioning why electricity tariffs had to go up by that 2.whatever%, because you are telling us all these indicators are in our favor. Why not? And I was of the opinion that this was a very ingenious way of dealing with our 1 CD thing, that levy, which we have tried to hold back. And the explanation justified my thinking. And I got a few aspects reaching me inbox on the side explaining that these are some of the things because things have to be cushioned. My only dislike was that I believe if the government doesn't strengthen its communication machinery, they'll fall foul of the same thing the NPP fell foul, because Ghanaians are people, when you keep engaging, they keep responding positively. When you don't engage and then they make noise and you are silent, they take it as you disrespect us. You will hear from us at the poll. We won't talk anymore. And we don't want that cycle to be repeating itself. So the DSTV, look, Doc, like Doc is saying, I have not used DSTV in months. Because I also have that similar, it's a small yellow device like that, it has some digital display and all that. People are coming into the market with all sorts of things, whether on the black market, on the white market, on the green market, whatever market.
It's a market.
And trying to, find ways. And sometimes it's an installation that doesn't even need any dish. Sometimes just some simple antenna here. You just face it. When it's Hamatan time, they'll come and realign it for you. When it is whatever time, and then you just Intelsat something appears. And because we are squeezing people by the neck. And guess what? Already President Mahama, as part of austerity measures, has asked that ministries and state-owned organizations should wean off DSTV. So already, and believe
not
me,
necessarily DSTV, satellite, anything.
No. But what I'm saying is that 99% of the subscription is them, really.
DSTV,
You get my point.
I just didn't want us to mention
No, the fact of the matter is that whether we multi-choice is in the thing, you see, and there should be good reason.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if all that they were paying a month was, let's say, some 100 CDs or 120 CDs. Even when the president does his calculation, you see that this thing cried. It not be anything, just leave it. Because it will not even amount to any fuel coupon. Or even the gate man, if his ward, can pay the DSTV bill of the ministry, if you get my point. So these are the things. I think that Ghana here, apart from sometimes bad leadership, we squeeze each other too much. Too much.
Well, we'll see about that. We'll see how it goes.
No, they must respond, though.
Yeah.
It's not about they must respond quick.
It's also...
and I believe that...
What's the worst that can happen? It's a free market.
No, what I'm saying is that I believe that if the talks were not conclusive, he's been meeting them for some months now. If the talks were not conclusive, the minister wouldn't have made the statement. Because he's making that statement on the back of goodwill, that we've reached this conclusion and a reduction is going to happen. So this is being thrown out there so that all of us will prepare ourselves for. Because that is really the only strategic way. You get my point? Because if the minister doesn't intervene and let it go this route, it would now send a signal that they were exploiting us. But when it now looks like the minister has asked, so we are ceding, at least it doesn't come out like corporate greed.
Then again is the issue of whether or not you could, Doc, sense the influence of the political class in markets such as this, because
who should be?
Who shouldn't be?
No, who should be?
If you were running, I continually would have to use this word, a free market, why would you wait for a political class, the political class, to walk to your office to tell you of what probably you already know?
Yeah, because by nature, every businessman is greedy, by nature. So there must be a certain regulation.
Yeah, regulation, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm clear. Anyways, Nashida has...
You're not clear, you are Koku. Claire is a lady's name.
I'm Koku.
Doc is back again.
Flora Nashida says, good morning, laughs at what we were talking about earlier, says, watching from Kwabenya, Album Junction. Good morning, everyone in the studio. Love you all. My name is Nashida. All right. So Nashida, thank you. Thank you very much for watching. I encourage others to watch as well. Let's go to a very sad one. And I've seen a lot of very insensitive comments as well. Political class zone at it again. The Member of Parliament for Akwatia, the NSC Alkumi, representing the New Patriotic Party, has passed away. Sources close to the family and party disclosed that Mr. Kumi died on Monday, July 7th, 2025, through the cause of death, though the cause of death has not been officially disclosed. As of now, Parliament and MPP leadership are yet to issue a formal statement or announce funeral and arrangement. Mr. Kumi was serving his first term in Parliament, having won the Akwatia seat in the December 2024 general elections, one of the most fiercely contested and politically sensitive races of that cycle. Well, this was not without controversy. He spent some days in court and all of that. And, well, a lot of it happened before his death.
Yeah. You know, I was really surprised. I cannot remember where was I yesterday. I was somewhere and I saw it on my phone. I'm like, what, really? I was really surprised because we knew that he wasn't sick. We knew that he wasn't sick. And, I listened to Asempa, whatever this thing is, Obi, a lot. And so he has been featuring, so I've been hearing. And he's one of those politicians who is not yelling and screaming and insulting. So I kind of like the way he talks, honestly. And I see how he gelled with some of the NDC guys, especially the something a J.
Okay.
In fact, I heard that even that guy, immediately the issue happened at Lashibi, he even rushed in there. The same with Sami Jenfi and them. He's a guy that he cut across. And not like those that when you see them on the other side, people are raising red flags and stuff. So I thought that he's part of the new generation of politicians in Ghana, that it doesn't matter where you are, they are still friends and they still talk. You see them talking against each other and stuff, but you know that they are good friends. I heard that he went to a funeral or something. He went to a certain program, and when he came back, the driver went home to sleep. He also went and said that his chest. They rushed him to Leicester Hospital, and this thing happened. And that actually made me think, for us as human beings, I think I shared this story here before when I traveled to Philippines, and a certain man who's supposed to meet me gave me his car, arrange a place for us to go and eat because I was traveling. And when I came back, when I arrived there, I just got a text message that he had passed on. I was like, what? How is that possible? This was the man who drove me, we were talking about how he came to Ghana and he enjoyed Ghana, blah, blah, blah. He complains more about Ghana police anyway, but that's the only one. But he enjoyed very much, and he was saying that, okay, so Pastor, when you come back, I'll be picking you from the airport, and we are going to Tagatai, I'll arrange this. And on my schedule, you can see all of them were there, only to find out that he was there. So I preached in his funeral. I was wearing shorts, nika, with only chalewate.
Why?
Because I didn't prepare for that one. Remember, he was my church member here. And when I went there, and in their culture, it was like I was a God sent. I was like angel, even though I don't believe that I'm angel. Because if I'm angel, I'm black angel. And black angel is very dangerous. So I decided not. So just when they were in Charlie, and when they finished everything, and they said they are going to cremate the body. They put the body there and it was burning. And the stench was exactly as when you are burning or you've killed a goat or a cow, and when they use this, exactly the same. The only difference is that the human one was much stronger. That day, I concluded, hey, so us and animals, we are not different. The only difference is very, very small. And what are we getting? Yeah. I mean, just the guy was there, and all of a sudden, and yesterday, I called one of my best friend. I've not talked with him for about two weeks now, and I said, hey, I have to remind him I'm traveling on before I forget because of my business. When I called him, he said when he saw the call, he thought that I just came back to Ghana. I said, no, bro, I'm now going. He said, oh, I've been sick for 2 weeks. I said, how is that possible? He was just there now driving his very expensive, luxurious car and realized that he wasn't feeling well. He called, they rushed him to the hospital. He realized that his BP has jumped to 250 over something.
Ouch.
And yesterday he was going through details how the whole thing was. I was like, so I will be there now. Then I hear that Fred is gone. It will make sense to me. So I came to realize, human beings are... it's just by the grace of God that carries us everywhere.
That particular phrase, it doesn't make sense. I've heard from a lot of people, especially when you are hard hit. I just want us to come to that particular point. Look, from what a lot of people have said, you can tell that the court cases and all of these issues took a toll on him. Is it okay for you to realize that there are some spaces that you don't belong to? I have come to that realization that I'm too passionate to do politics. Because this, when I come and I see people, I'm crying for them. So anything you do against the people, I'm coming for you. So I just concluded that I might not have the heart for it. Is it okay to find, because a lot of people have gone through it. Jechekwe Singh went through it, the same thing, but he's alive. I'm not sure it took a toll. Even if it did, he's alive.
Take a toll.
As much as I agree that it's by the grace, is it okay to understand that there are some spaces that this place is not for you?
Well, I mean, that's a possibility and one way of looking at it.
Right.
But let me start by extending my deepest condolences first to his wife and children and the political party MPP as a fraternity, and then also the entire parliament and the nation at large for this painful loss. Though that's an interesting angle to look at it from, I am tempted to think that is not really the reason. It's very easy for us to say that court took a toll, but he was not going to court every day. And it was not like there was a threat of removing him from his seat. It's just issues surrounding his being in parliament, and these issues needed to be ironed out, which there are 1,000,001 people having such issues in the court. Some is their land that, as I'm sitting here, somebody's litigating with me over my church's land. Wow. Yeah. So court this. But do I look it? No. What I'm saying is that much as we may have different thresholds for dealing with pressures and all these type of things, marital related issues, finances, of course, at the point you can say that none of us is even suited for life. Like Dr. Tabo once says, life is not fair, life is mean, life is hard, it will knock you. That is the fallen world we live in, and we need to be able to pick ourselves up from time to time. I want to look at it from the Ghanaian cultural mindset when it comes to our health, you understand? We are very dismissive, very, very, very dismissive. I mean, you take, for instance, this new search that Legon campus about COVID, you get it? My children are in nose mask this morning to school. It's not because I don't have faith. Long before COVID and after COVID and currently, my wife instituted, once you come from outside, you are going to keep your hand under running water with some good liquid soap for at least some 30 seconds before you touch or do anything in the house. So it's deliberate. By second week of the new year, my lab guy was in my house, is taking my blood work for my wife and myself, is running LDL, HDL, checking cholesterol levels, checking kidney function, liver function. It's an annual thing. But I declared that I would live to a great old age. I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. But it's not just by declaration. I've seen many videos of the Archbishop himself punching at some bags here and there, doing some steps here and there. And there's somebody who is two years shy of 70. You understand? So you may see that he may have a stocky figure. You may think you are lean like a pole, but you are a dead kebab stick. And he is a very much alive person. So we need to be very intentional about our diet, about our rest. Look, this man was supposedly in Parliament even on Saturday or something. They are working around the clock as if they employed God. Look, God, even in his wisdom, rested on the seventh day. Rest is part of work. That's what we don't know. That's why in Japan, they have couches that can convert, office chairs that can convert to resting, whatever. And your boss will come around and make sure that you are taking a nap. And it's not about sleeping. Just wear that thing, cover your eye, blank out, and let your system recharge. So we've got to learn this. We've got to learn it. One man told me years ago that Ghanaians know how to work hard, but they don't know how to take a vacation. So as a Ghanaian, when was the last time he took? And when we say vacation, we're not even talking about Canada.
Maldives.
No. Look, just take a drive up Ebri Mountain. Go to the Ebri Gardens. Go and sit there. Count the leaves in the garden. Just count the leaves. Go there Friday morning. Count it till it's 5 p.m. And come back home and allow your mind to leave all these things. Learn to sit by the beach, sit on a high rock somewhere, listen to the splashing sounds, and allow yourself to catch a glimpse of nature, hear the sounds of the seagulls, and connect and allow yourself to rejuvenate. That's why God made these things for us. And then eat properly. Yesterday, I hadn't had food. I've not been feeling too. I hadn't had food until around late 3 o'clock. I realized that no, what I have, I should be able to go to bed on it even at the 3 o'clock. But I was feeling hungry. Then I was telling myself, it's your mind telling, your mind is programmed that it must be 3 times, morning, afternoon, evening. So even though you've done late afternoon, it's telling you that it's left with evening. Drink water and go and sleep. You see, that drinking water to go and sleep may help you to live just another 2 years longer. So let's be intentional. Death will come when it will come. But we must not play into the hand of death. In the same way when you drive, understand. My boss told me and said, Nana, it's okay if you don't love yourself and you want to die. But understand that you represent your wife, you represent your children, you represent your siblings and your cousins and your mother and your father who are still alive. And your death will have a consequence on them. So when you are behind the steer, remember that it's not you and that stupid person you are racing. It is you plus all these guys behind you. Then I just take my time. This morning, someone was racing me. I just laughed. I said, this guy hasn't gotten the revelation yet.
Right.
And I look at the back and realize he's taking school children to school. I said, look at that. And it's a slippery road. It's wet. It's raining. You are not having anti-slip ties. Maybe anti-slip function is not even in your car because it's a W registration. As I was saying, that this is somebody he's waiting to say the witches and wizards have killed him. Your grandmother who lived a good life and is now 108 cannot be a witch now. Just do what she did and also be at least 96 before you exit. So please, much as this is painful and we are whatever crying, high blood pressure is an issue in our 40s. This last 2 weeks Sunday, I had a health guy in our church come to talk to us about prostate health. Because quite a number of my members now are married. They are in their 33s, 34, inching towards 40. We must be intentional about these things. You have a prostate. You've got to pay attention to, you've got to check it. It may be benign, but it can move into being malignant and all these type of things. So we must be, you see these things I'm talking about. It's not like I'm a doctor, but Charlie, man for live long small. Because God will bless us. And we must be in good health when the blessing comes. So our honorable MPs, we beg you, it's not the first time it's happened. You know that with our MPs.
It's not.
Take the rest when you need it. When you are tired and you are driving, let the driver drive or else find somewhere and sleep. Eat well, we beg you. We take good care of yourselves. Our ministers, young ones, please, we don't want to lose nobody. It's very painful because though there's no official communication, what I have heard on other sisters say, there was a sudden cardiac arrest. I've lost my classmates to these things. Over the weekend, one of my mates was buried. 48. Wow. Weeks before that, another one, I don't know what I told you, but he was on his way to his hometown in Volta region. Oh, I'm feeling a tightness in my chest. Was rushed to a hospital. By the time they got to 37, he's conked out. Look at this young doctor who has also passed out. Arteries blocked. You see now.
Coming to that.
And he is also in his 40s.
Yes,
it should think about it.
So let's just do that. The Comfort Noche Teaching Hospital is seeking the urgent prioritization and construction of catheterization laboratory after losing one of its critical medical staff who suffered a heart attack. Dr. Edu Ofori, an emergency physician at the hospital, is reported to have died over the weekend when his colleague doctors attempted saving him, but lacked the crucial laboratory to treat an obstruction in one of the blood vessels, pumping blood to his heart.
Yeah.
The absence of the laboratory at Ghana's second largest teaching hospital has sparked grave concerns over the poor medical infrastructure in public health facilities in the country, as Ghana boasts of only one of such facilities located in Accra.
And if Ikonfanoche is having this problem,
And the other places,
yeah, how much more the other places?
villages that have only cheap compounds,
Yeah. So,
not clinics, so cheap
so-
compounds.
so like what Rev was saying, really taking care of our health and seeing to it that, one of the things that Ghana, we are not doing well is stop eating what we used to eat for the white people to laugh at us. And now they are eating what we used to eat. And we are eating what they used to. Talking about the contumelies and the this thing. Like, for example, I used to eat the pea, the small one. We call it a bedroom or something.
Turkey berries.
Yeah, turkey berry. You know that one, the small ones. Yeah, the small one.
tiny.
Yeah,
Not
it's-
sure, the green?
green, very very strong in iron.
Anytime I'm low on iron, I just blend.
Yeah.
I just have a glass in the morning.
You don't have to take
By 3 days, eye clear. Every West
everything.
is simple.
And I remember in Philippines they call it makahilo.
I like the sweats.
Makahilo in Philippine or Tagalog means something that makes you dizzy.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's because they didn't know how to do it. And we used to do that all the time. Our palm soups and all those things are very, very, very important. But now we want to feel like we day form. So we want to go and eat burgers. We want to go and eat French fries or chips, as they call it here, and all that. Which the whites who brought some of these things are changing to what we eat. I mean, I heard the kenke, the infante kenke, and the thing that the green
leaf,
thing that they
the
put on
leaf,
it,
yeah,
if you
the
boil it
plantain,
and goes, I heard it's very, very healthy.
Yeah, the combination with the dough.
Yeah.
It's another.
And up to now,
Altogether.
it's kind of my struggle because my brain had been wired that thing there, Fancy Bandi or in a line bang. Yeah, I don't know what I said. Fancy Bandi or a line bang. Maybe
Okay. But I mean, we all eat that.
I like etso.
I love it.
I think
Etu is what?
Etso,
Kinky.
yeah, etso is banku, but
it's a fancy type
yeah, it's
of
a
banku.
fancy
It has
type
its
of
own
banku.
formula.
But I don't like
its
the
own
Yamransa kind of the other one that they.
The rap.
Yeah.
Because they are cheating. I hear the
Oh,
thing.
no.
The rap is a lot when
Oh,
the
but
thing is
the
now
rap that
just
is
size
a
of-
lot actually is good for that kenke anyway.
But if you increase the size.
The problem now I have is how they are putting it in a rubber bag and transparent.
Thank you.
Right.
And I heard they use some chemicals even to boil it.
See, that's the point.
So it's poisoning.
So as much as you want
poisoning
to eat homegrown foods and things that are indigenous, these guys are additives that they're adding to.
Now, do you know
make
that one of the most expensive oil in the U.S. is palm oil?
it. Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and they came to tell us it's saturated fat.
Yeah.
They eat it is killing us, so they can give us the lab prepared ones. And
Yeah.
when Professor Bidua Kusa at that time was talking about it, he was just blacklisted and kicked out of the system completely, silenced totally, and all that. So these are sad things.
So but now when we if you eat the palm oil in Ghana now, I heard that now they are using certain chemical to cook it. I heard that even the FDO or whatever even went there to confiscate some of them. So it's like
wickedness.
Well, yeah, I mean, so we should eat. One thing that I've learned about Asians or so forth. Most medicines actually, that very good medicine comes from India, Thailand, and all Asian countries. And I should say that they don't take medicine. No. Asians eat, for example, moringa. If I prepare moringa soup for you, like you are not feeling well, it will not change the taste of anything. And after taking it in the evening, you sleep very soundly, you wake up and you are fine. The same with dandelion. If you make dandelion salad, it will not change the taste of anything. It's just raw, it's just nice. And if you eat, it's a strong antioxidant. Some of them that are this like the very green one, the Ghan people put it on their
Nyanya.
Nyanya. You know, they have a fruit.
Yeah.
Very long one.
Yeah. It looks like
bitter melon.
Looks like cucumber.
Bitter melon, yeah, bitter melon. Bitter melon is one of my good breakfast. It's extremely, sometimes the Filipino language is my head more. Extremely bitter. Okay, extremely bitter. But there's a way of cooking it for breakfast with egg that it doesn't, that bitterness actually go out. That is very, very good for health. And so when it comes to Asians and African, we're supposed to live way, way longer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Asians constantly maintain their culture. If you taste Japanese food is almost, it doesn't really taste great. Compare, Japan, Korea, and China. These are the Asian, or even the whole world, who live longest. Yeah. Japan first, Korea second, Chinese. Japanese food is not really that tasty compared to the others because they don't like commercializing it. That's why they live that long. Koreans, one way or the other, is similar, but theirs a little bit tastier. Okay, then Chinese food is the most. But if you go to, I don't know, let me talk about what I know. In Hong Kong also, if you go to a restaurant in Hong Kong, you need water, you have to pay. You need tea, it's for free. So I'm like, are they okay? The tea is water plus something that you bought. That one is free. But the water alone, I have to pay. It didn't make sense. Later on, as I stayed there for long, I came to realize that it's the government intentional policy so that you live long. Because Chinese food are a little bit oily. So that tea thing, flush it out, all this stuff. If you take a bus or even a taxi, the taxi will not arrive in front of your house. No, it's just not going to happen. You take a what do you call this one? Their tram, this thing. They have made it in such a way that
you have to take a walk.
Yes, the government have designed it in such a way like trotro. You stop here. No, it won't happen. But if you sit in trotro and it doesn't stop where you really, really want, you see the driver is in, especially the mate, is going to be in trouble. Yeah. You see? And so we have to be intentional about some of all these things.
The other side of this particular thing has to do with the consciousness of opinion leaders and all these other, and of course, I'm talking decentralization now, to understand that most of the events that you need to have in your I'm not saying that they don't do it because I've seen the Otumfo do events and raise funds to fix some of these facilities. But I'm saying that if all of us can be that conscious, I think without relying on the government, we can also, increase some of these things, buy some of these equipment to help, because it's a sad one that we've lost such a person. I'm not saying his life is better than any other, but if he himself, who's supposed to save our lives, help save our lives, is gone, it's sad. So there must be more things done for our health facilities.
Yeah, Koku, we need a very multifaceted approach in solving some of these things because, like you rightly said, government alone can't do this. I've been following a debate on my Achimota School platform, my year group platform. It will interest you to know that some of these laboratories actually, there are some that are owned by private people in the Ashanti region and in Accra here as well. So it was not a case of they needed to come to Accra because the person speaking was speaking on authority. If they are wrong, then I may have been misled. So that's it. And it's not as expensive. Interestingly, it takes about 500,000 USD to set up one. Maximum is $1 million USD. So it's well within our reach and our grasp to be able to do that as a nation. So I think that sometimes one of the ways that, and I think we had a debate on this some time ago when it came to the Tamale Teaching Hospital
of course,
CEO,
yes.
that sometimes our CEOs also need to be very ingenious and find ways out of some of these challenges. KNUST, when I was there, I remember there was it's still a case there, but I think it's improved. There was an issue of student population vis-a-vis hostels, and the agreement was to be able to partner people, come and build a hostel, operate for a certain number of years. Over time, it returns to KNUST as it comes under management of the university, and you can also make your money. And people have proposed and suggested that government should start looking at some of these options where some of the private sector guys can come in there and build these facilities on the teaching hospital and some of these district and regional hospital campuses where the hospitals are housed, and then they'll be allowed to run this service like the DVLA has outsourced its work to private guys, and they are checking vehicles and issuing the licenses and the roadworthy certificates to vehicles on behalf of the DVLA. So if some of this outsourcing can be done by the hospital through some partnership, then these guys run these facilities, so MRIs will never break down because they are being run as private entities, but for and on behalf of the hospital. Then whatever accounts come in, because it's being managed at that level, they can pay the entity, and then the hospital also has some margin, and then life moves on. Then maybe where government can come in is to do something like what it is doing for this education thing, to be subventing those who are truly, in need and can't afford some of these things, and all that. Other than that, we are going to just have this cycle. And one of the things that sparked the debate on my school page was that we are just a talking and a complaining people.
That's true.
So we talk like this when something terrible has happened. But the follow-up activity to ensure that things are done. And many times, because we just expect government to lead the way, government just rolls out plans to silence us. So let's roll out 111 hospitals. How many were completed? 1. What efforts are being made to complete the remaining 110? We are not too sure, and stuff like that. So somebody said his funeral will be done. There'll be a state burial. Substantive minister will come and declare a launching of cardio, catheter, whatever, laboratories, operation, 16 labs, 1 per region.
That's all.
And then that's where it ends. But we don't need just that, The hospitals can take the lead, and some of the regional ministers can even take the lead, because if you decide to do this, can you imagine the kind of personnel you can attract, for instance, to your regional hospitals now because of certain facilities that I'm going to sit down to speak with Tamale Teaching Hospital as a regional minister. What can we do? Do we know some private guys that can come in to come and do this? Immediately, we are going to have clients crossing in from Burkina Faso. Some are coming from Northern Ivory Coast. Some are coming from Mali, Niger to patronize. So, people were coming from West Africa sub-region to Cardiothoracic Center because of what Dr. Frimpong Boateng did. Yeah. So we should be a little more innovative in thinking about it, because the case is bad. Whichever way you look at it, all you see is just despair and despondency. And we can either watch and sink further, or we can be proactive and then save. Because we would have always thought this would be a patient. I think it's getting this attention because it's an aspect we need, and we spend hard currency training out there. And for me, if we don't act quickly, the brain drain is going to get worse. Because if I would make a sacrifice to come back home to help, because I believe my country has spent on me, but I can't be saved.
Only for me to go.
I would rather be in some ghetto hospital in downtown New Jersey.
I know. The other aspect for me is to, just as Doc said, the CEOs, the administrators of these hospitals and these facilities, not only hospitals, even schools and others, who take advantage of the same system that they are put in to lead. I think it's sad that most of these procurement things, you have hands in it. We know of things that happen, hospitals, schools, and all of that. It is sad that you call yourself a Christian. It's sad that you call yourself a Muslim, practicing ones, and you can do this to your people. We might not be watching. A lot of people might go down because of that singular act, but I can assure you that there's someone watching, and your days will surely be numbered, and we'll all get there one day. Oh yeah, of course, we'll all get there.
The draconian.
Oh yes.
Draconian.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Join Mama Pat.
Yes. Let's get on to, either we want to discuss, so we have some few minutes to go, either we want to discuss Agrada's issues or the Gbawe tragedy. What do we do?
Something happening in Gbawe?
Yes, so the Ghana police has arrested a 21-year-old suspect, Gilbert Awuni, popularly known as Star Boy, in connection with the recent fatal shooting at a naming ceremony in Gbawe Zero, a suburb of Accra. According to the police reports, Awuni was part of a group of gun-wielding individuals who attended the event. He allegedly fired his weapon at close range, leading to the instant death of a 33-year-old Queen mother, Pearl Na Dodu, and causing severe injury to Priscilla Na Ayele, who was shot in the chest. The suspect who reportedly admitted to firing the weapon under the influence of alcohol, fled the scene and went into hiding at Sokori, located in the Ashanti region, where he was later arrested.
This will be our last topic.
Yes,
Then I would rather talk actually about the MPP going to the distance.
The what?
No, they went to Yoko.
Okay.
Because it's something that irritates me.
All right. So heavy security has been intensified at the premises of Yoko, that's Economic and Organized Crime Office in Accra, with police erecting barricades ahead of planned protests by members of the New Patriotic Party and Minority Caucus over the continued detention of Chief Executive Officer of National Food Buffer Stock Company, Abdul Wahab Hanan. And I think that could give us context.
Yeah, so actually, I keep on saying this over and over again, that for me, if I'm in his shoe, I won't be happy.
Okay.
But we also have to understand that the nation have to move forward and be doing what this government is doing. So long as it's not political witch hunting, we should be doing these things. And even if it's political witch hunt, it will give you an idea that, hey, Charlie, because this is not the only one who was in government. Those who have been, quote unquote, politically harassed, they were not the only people. Foreta wasn't the only person. Why they? Or why them? Okay, and so it means that when Jesus said, Satan is coming and he has nothing in me. And so if I'm believing God for us to come to a point in this country where you are in a political space, you have a certain position. Hey, Charlie, I'm not going to do this because when the government comes, they will politically witch hunt me. Just let me even put it this way.
The interesting part is that those who were planning the protest noted that the man in question, Mr. Hanan's legal team, had previously advised against demonstration. But the reason why they are doing it is the growing frustration among their supporters. So I don't understand.
Yeah.
So the legal team of the man says, no, stay away from this demonstration. Don't do it.
Let me give a little context.
Right.
Okay.
You know, this legal team took this informed position first at the request of Mr. Wahab. Okay. And then secondly, also, like Doc is saying, so that we don't create a pattern that there's a blind loyalty to stop people from being held accountable.
Right.
You know, and then also the potential social unrest that it could also create. So he's looking at it from that angle and that perspective. Nonetheless, you can also understand the frustration of the MPP folks in the sense that and I hope the president will listen and be able to call the Yoko to order in some of these things, because Yoko actually is one of the few institutions that has the power to impose a bail bond on you without necessarily going to court. And if you don't meet that bond, you are not going to leave. Often it's been argued that we don't know what Yoko knows, for which reason they set those very high bail amounts, because sometimes the crime involved is of such huge financial value that it advises, you know, but when it becomes one too many, it begins to look like a pattern where these bail bonds are being set seemingly unreasonably high, then it will begin to look like it's punitive, even when it is justified, you know. So, because I was told the wife was put on a 20 or 30 million bail, and then they were able to raise that, and then, you know, valuation was done and she was excused to go because they have little children. Now with his situation, my information was that he also had been able to get sureties. And then now Yoko varied the thing and said that go and bring a valuation report. And then we must vet that. And those things don't take 2 days to do. You have to get a valuer who must first visit all these things, sit down at his desk, put pen to paper, do. Even at you want it express under pressure.
At whose cost, though?
Whose cost? You want the bill, you are paying. Yoko is not paying for nothing.
Nice one.
But you go to hospital, I say, go and do a lab for me to check whether you have gut infection. You're asking at whose cost. I'm the doctor. I'm not sick. So, and you are looking at nothing less than 72 hours, even to be able to get, a professional to sit down and do all. Because 50 million CDs, it's not 3-4 properties. You understand what I'm saying? So it's going to be a certain number of properties to really get a team to sit down, do the evaluation work and all that. It's going to take a bit of time. So I think that these are just some of the frustrations that people are facing. And I would like to add my voice to plead with the great and indefatigable Raymond Archer that in the dispensing of his duty, we should look at some of these things. Because, see, for me, I'm just not looking at the organization. I'm always looking at President Mahama. You see, President Mahama has been president before. And so there are some mistakes that will not be pardonable. And the danger will be that his party will suffer the brunt of it in 2028. Because I feel the trajectory he started on, if this legacy continues in 2028, it may not just be a walk in the park, but it is definitely going to be a second opportunity by 2032. And if that legacy is continued by whoever succeeds him, we may see a real breaking of the eight, because apart from everything, MPP seems to be in a very bad place. There's a lot of internal incoherence. Rekubrobe is speaking, Nyaho Takmaklo is speaking, Ata Kennedy is speaking.
You didn't listen to these voices anyway. That's just by the way. I will talk about that's just by the way.
What I'm saying, it doesn't even have to be listened to. It has to be the weight behind it. See, when founders and people of a certain class starts to talk, it tells the level of disintegration because they are often the voice of reason who would let the center hold. So when they look anarchistic in that manner, it tells you that all is not. We don't advise a king in public. So immediately you see somebody talking to a king, advising in public, it means that the wax has caked. Like we say in our local, the wax cake, I done reinforced concrete or maybe steel stanchions. You get my point. So I really want all public officers to understand where President Mahama sits.
What if the call for justice and the manner in which it's being done is the people's voice?
No, let me interject quickly on that. You see, that's what I'm saying. The management of the thing and the management of expectations is very important. And we have history to guide us. Because we've had let the blood flow before and it was the call of the people.
Right.
In the end, whose child was called daughter of a murderer in parliament? The one who took the bull by the horn and said that, like yourself, very passionate, I'm going to do what is right.
That's right.
Today, he's the only one being singled out in history as if he got up and went to the market and stopped people from Kalabule. He went to the market and every good thing he did is being looked very funny. Meanwhile, go to Nigeria and they see Rawlings as a prince. That is because of his intervention that Ghana has enjoyed such sustained stability without all these so many sporadic coup interventions. And they sometimes say they wish we could trade him so that they can have him small to come and just lead their country for them.
They can.
You understand, but he's gone now.
They can go to the grave.
So these are the things. That's why I'm saying that President Mahama cannot function like just anyone because of the benefit of hindsight.
Right.
I know Archbishop made some very profound statement that President Mahama is back with determination.
Yes.
That statement is very loaded. And if you are not careful, you read politics into it like he's throwing his weight behind him. But he's just talking about the fact that President Mahama's benefit of hindsight seems to be playing to his advantage. You remember how he lamented when he was giving his acceptance speech in his office when the election results were announced and he had won. And he spoke about how President Kufuor told him the loneliness of being in opposition.
That's right.
And he had seen it in 8 years and said, listen, nobody came to his house. His head is screwed on well now. So he's not here to do favors, bottom lick nobody. everybody. And then it's not like what will life be after I leave office. You have seen that also already, so he knows what is waiting for. So it's put him in good pole position. And I think that those working with him don't have that benefit.
Okay.
You get my point? Because even those who they were deputy ministers, they're not substantive ministers. So please, let's all tidy up nicely. So not tone down, but the way things are managed. You get what I'm saying? The way we should not let it look like there's a dying horse, then you also took it away. No, but I say you have to put small massaging cream as you are also applying the needed pressure.
Because someone like Franklin Kujo, and finally on this, Doc, where are the excavators? How far? And of course, that was 3 hours ago on his XP. How far we are missing money? How much have we retrieved? Is criminal prosecution the only route to retrieve our money? Wouldn't that take longer? What about civil action? Time no day. Dominic Ayene, Justice Sai, and Kofi Bento, you tagged them and all. I'm sure he sits in what
you shouldn't say that I disagree.
Yeah, of course, a lot of people could also disagree. But I'm sure both of you have agreed.
Do you know why I tend to have a little agreement with what Kujo is saying? And I've heard lawyer Martin Pebu share on this. You see, look, they understand the game of litigation, right? Look, whether Oponi had a case to answer or not, Martin Pebu said something. He said those lawyers who were able to play that game, so Oponi's case drove for 8 years, are still alive and well and waiting for the next client. Exactly. You see, so until we amend our law such that corruption cases is 3 months, this one 6 months, they see, and we force the courts to have clear timelines where cases must be dispensed of, I'm telling you, we may be holding the shorter end of the stick. And this may just be some political razzmatazz that will pass, and then we'll be back to square one. You get it? Look at the election petition. When it haunted us for 8 months, immediately law was done. This thing must be done within a certain period of time. And Justice, the CJ at that time, Eniniabua, ensured it. I mean, look at how he was very dismissive of Chachude. My friend, keep quiet. You have this time, you know, and then, Madam, you are not testifying. Okay, fine. So everybody go home. You don't have any case. And he was sticking to a regimented timetable. I think that NDC, and that's why I have a little challenge with NDC and how they are using their majority. You have these things. Let's set things in motion. We are not applying anything in retrospect because no case has started. We pass a bill. These cases that are related to corruption, it's not going more than 4 months. Related to whatever, it's not going. Now, Mr. Chief Justice, take it up. Whether you're going to set up special courts, going to set on Saturday, Sunday afternoons, whatever, find a way. Let's make sure we keep to the timelines. Then the legal route will help us. Or else, Koku, we should start to enter serious negotiations with people. And I know you've disagreed with me on this. And let's get our money. Ghana is in a bad place.
Yeah.
It's in a bad place. If one person is being accused of taking 49 million, and that is just Ghana cedis, and that is just one of the person's cases, because I'm told there are other things the same person has been interrogated for, which has to do with our money, you know. And then look at the other SML, this, that. I mean, Koku, the money in it, we can just give IMF back their money latest by next year, August. And say, listen, all the money you came to borrow from it was locally in-house here.
That's right.
Take your thing, we'll retrieve the rest to do our routes and pay contractors and let move on. So I think with the short time we have, any means possible for retrieval and then penal, whatever that will follow. Thanks be to God. But we must use the law first to fast track things, put pressure on the system to get results out. And then let's explore the other options also of whether they are plea bargains, whatever. Retrieve as much as we can retrieve, and let's get money for Ghana to move.
I see.
And let me applaud Dr. Keselato Forson as well, you know, for the successful meeting with the IMF board. I'm told before this week will end, 367 million Ghana dollars will be hitting our account as part of the tranche coming in. And then also he's paid up the Eurobond, $350 million on time.
That's right.
Legacy debt. I think that the young man is doing something right. I don't understand much economics, but at least the little I have, it seems to me that he's doing something right. And I spoke to a minister friend of mine, a deputy minister friend of mine, and the person made a commitment, said, we all thought we knew Atu and he was our body, but actually he's not smiling at nobody. He's not allowing, so he said, any money you are applying for, go and quote the exact clause in the budget where I've mentioned that line item, and then you rationalize it, then,
I would disburse.
Yeah. So I mean, that is what
that is supposed
started with the Tekpe thing. The gift mix, whatever.
Okay.
Then it went haywire in our past government, and he's like back to drawing board.
I'm sure there's also a supervision.
No. I mean, the president is giving his full. But Tekpe is at the office of the president. What
advising.
do you think? What do you think? He's just advising. You think he's just advising?
He's
stepping on the clutch and the brake and all the accelerator and everything. So.
Much of the things we discussed, and because this finally, much of the things we discussed are expected to be dealt with the Constitutional Review Committee that was set up by the president. January 21st or 20th, 2025, this particular news item is on the website of Graphic Online. The understanding is that the committee is expected to present its recommendations for constitutional amendments within 5 months for consideration by the government. If I count from January till now, it's more than 5 months. Professor H. Prempe.
I think they gave some updates. And
they are now touring.
Yeah, I think they gave some updates, and then they were told to, I think, step up and do a bit of extensive work.
Okay.
And so I think Professor, he held some press conference with the team. And that's a Q&A session on it. So I don't know there's official communication about the extended
We want it. We want that.
And when
it's very important. Very important.
They should take their time.
No,
it's better for
because
well.
in the engagement, what actually came up was that they actually thought that because a lot of work had been done, they were only going to review that and then make an input. But they realized from that they needed a lot of broad stakeholder consultation. And they said they themselves have been shocked at the kind of things they have found. It's almost like the Constitution needs overhauling, greasing, oiling. Is it total? Like that we are going to get a new one?
No, let's get a new one. Because look, there's space. I just feel that much of the work of the
revolution. No. I hope you are not a J.J. Rollins incarnate. Because you look like him.
Right?
No, you look like him and you dress like him. I hope you are not a J.J. Rollins incarnate. Imati just married.
I know.
We don't want problems.
The elite would always use the law and the lacuna to always bypass us. And so for us, let's block every loophole. This interpretation sort of a thing.
Block or human beings are evolving.
But fine, we could do that. So much so that the loopholes are blocked. Anyway, that's just by the way. A big thanks to both of you. It's always a pleasure having all of you. I think we've had, it's exciting that the pairs we have over the days. We've made the right choice. One thing we are sure is to pray to God that we'll start paying huge sums of money so that you can even stop your work and be working for us as consultants. Is that okay, sir?
More money.
Anyways, Dr. Justice Apiakubi, I've taken after his humor, right? Dr. Justice Apiakubi is a development expert and also the Dean for Dominion Theological Seminary. Reverend Anaya Bafubon is an architect and also pastors Eagles Network International Ministry. So if you hear them speak and they are deep like that, it's not just because they are men of God. It's because also they have professions that cuts across a lot of sectors. Well, coming up is sports. We have sports coming up, right? Okay, we'll be right back.